IAAPA is upon us once again. If you didn't know, IAAPA is the major theme park convention here in Orlando that's held every year around this time of year. It is insanely fun. They do a lot of ride reveals. They show off new tech. There's new vehicles for coasters and stuff that are all shown off. It's a really good time. And I want to thank IAAPA so much for inviting us as media. And we'll be heading inside shortly. So we've made it down onto the main floor now. B&M's right on our left. They do have something revealed for over Texas, but that is not until a little bit later. We are heading to Mack Rides currently for a Dollywood conference, so that's where we're heading first. It does look like Vekoma does have a ride vehicle for the new dark ride at SeaWorld here. That conference is right after our first one over at Mack. That'll be exciting to see. So I thought as we were walking back to the Mack booth, because unfortunately it is very far back, so we're walking back there, thought I would explain what IAAPA is a little bit more if you have never watched the video or never heard of it. So IAAPA is the big theme park convention for both amusement park, theme parks, and just attractions in general. We're going to see flat rides through here, but obviously the big ticket for today is all the big construction companies for coasters and attractions are announcing new rides today and showing off ride vehicles for already rides that have been announced. So it is very fun to get to see those announcements. And obviously that's where we're heading right now. But there's so much stuff to see on the IAAPA floor. We'll definitely have at least 2 videos of walking around the IAAPA floor because it's big, lots of attractions, lots of arcade games, ride vehicles. It's just a super, super fun time. As we're walking actually past Whitewater, they do have a few of their new long flumes. Right there. Obviously not just theme parks, they do have water parks here too, but that's more of a second day thing. They reveal a lot of new stuff for them on the second day. So we have made it back here to Mack Rides now, or Mack Rides, whichever one you want to call it. It does look like they have a ride vehicle for the new water ride coming to Dollywood. Super excited to see this ride vehicle. This is what I was really excited for today. All right, this part's gonna be just a tad bit different because it was very loud in there and I was just trying to get to the booths. So I'm just gonna be doing voiceover. First we went up to Mack Rides, or Mack Rides. I still don't know how to say it, so correct me if you think I'm saying it wrong. They debuted, obviously the announcement for the new Dollywood ride is their new water coaster system that debuted at Futurescope not too long ago in France. This is going to be the first one in the US. We are very excited for this. I think this is going to be a really great ride. It is a hybrid water coaster slash kind of water ride, but also almost a rapids type ride because when it goes into the water, it kind of free floats. So that's kind of interesting. They did say this ride's going to have 4 different ride elements in it. We're assuming one's a screen, one's going to be a rapid section, one's probably going to be a still boat section, and one's going to be a coaster section is my assumption. I'm very excited for this ride. I think the ride system looks really cool. I think the boat looks really cool. When they revealed it, I was very excited. And I very much want to make it up to Dollywood to ride this when it opens. Next up is Vekoma with SeaWorld Orlando. So we already knew we were getting a new Vekoma dark ride. And I was already fairly excited because I do think this is the right direction for SeaWorld Orlando. We need more indoor rides. We need more family rides there. Ride vehicle obviously got unveiled. Very cool unveiling and also very cool ride system. I think the actual car looks very cool. It will match the theme of an undersea journey. I'm very curious to see both where they're building this, but also how long it is, what are the elements and stuff in it. They said there will be some surprises, so I'm very excited to see how this pans out. Again, I really think this is the correct direction for SeaWorld Orlando. I think they need those indoor family rides, especially when it's so rainy during the summer. So when I was very surprised on how excited I was for it was actually the new B&M ride at Six Flags over Georgia. This is going to be the world's largest drop coaster. It's called Tormenta. It's going to be in their new re-themed section of the park. This is really cool. It's going to be the largest in the world, tallest, and it also is the longest, I believe. It also has some other world record breaking vertical loop, a bunch of stuff. I think they broke like 5 records with this being built. It's going to be the world's first ever Giga Drop coaster. So it is 309 feet. So it does cross that Giga line, 4 feet over Intimidator 305. So they just had to take that one from it, I guess. Again, this looks really cool. Capacity looks really great. I bet that drop is going to be intense and also pretty scary from the front row because you're dropping almost that full 309 feet. That's a lot. That's going to be really crazy. So this is going to be a really interesting ride to see how that pans out, see how intense it really is. This is definitely one I want to make out and ride sooner rather than later, just because I really want to make it out there to those parks anyways. But again, I'm very curious to see what the reception on this ride is and see how intense it really is, because I think those G's at the bottom of that drop will be intense. Next up, we did head over to Zamperla's booth that they actually have a full ride to show off here in the facility. This is going to be called Wings. This is going to Morgan's Wonderland. That, if you don't know, Morgan's Wonderland is a theme park that is a whole goal about making every ride accessible. So their whole thing is that every ride that they're building is very accessible, always has wheelchair compatibility, all that really cool stuff. And I really admire what they do, and I would love to make it out there one day just to cover the park. But it's really cool to see this new ride system. It is kind of just like a rise and fall kind of tower, kind of like a Dumbo type situation. But it all is interactive and actually uses video game mocap systems to be able to recognize your hands like moving and flapping, and you basically flap. I will say it looked kind of funny, but you flap up and you can like flap up and then you can just fall down by not flapping. I think obviously this is really cool, and again, I think Morgan's Wonderland needs a little more love. Obviously what they do out there is very cool, and they started a whole community of trying to make theme parks more accessible for everybody. And finally, we went over to SNS where they just showed off a brand new single rail coaster type that I have seen them tease on their social media before this at their test facility, testing it out. They've tested it a lot. It's a new smaller single rail. This rail looks very thin on it, I'll tell you that. This one's obviously meant for all ages. This is more of a family type single rail coaster instead of like a super intense one. I do think it looks cool. They did also show off to the side of it how much you can theme it without interrupting the ride system. So that definitely I could see being a big new addition for a lot of parks. Would need more like kid coasters. I think this could really replace a lot of those, or even upgrade certain ones with this single rail system, because it does look really cool. Obviously capacity on single rails aren't great. That's my only worry about this one. It only looks like it can hold about 8 people on a train. That, again, not great, especially if they're only running one train operations, but this will be great for your smaller, more family owned parks that have a lot of kids and stuff that go to them. And again, I really like that you can fully theme that ride vehicle. I think that would be really cool. All right, so we're making our way back down the escalators back into IAAPA. I was just outside filming all that, so it's a little quieter for you guys because it's very loud in here. We do have one more big announcement that we're heading to right now that I'm hoping is a big one. I'm very excited for this one. I think it could be big. It's gonna be Sally Dark Rides and Six Flags have an announcement to make. So do you think this could be a pretty interesting one here? So as we're walking past, I thought I'd just quickly mention RMC did have a Little Prince conference. I did skip it. My back's really hurting after, I didn't really mention it. That was like 3 hours of standing. So I needed a little bit of a break, so I walked away and just kind of leaned to get something for a minute. But they did show off a new flat ride system. Premier doesn't seem to have much this year. That's kind of a theme for a few of the different manufacturers. I don't think it's going to be as busy of a year as last year. Last year was really, really crazy.
Happy to tell you those specific things. They're also more than happy to tell all of us on our team, hey, can you guys bring this ride back? Finally, that call has been answered, and here we are introducing Phantom Theater next year at Kings Island in 2026. Using on Phantom Theater, it's in here somewhere, there it is, with this. This is the Spellbound flashlight, and you will use this to capture the ghost notes that have escaped Maestro's organ throughout the ride.
Further ado, let's meet the Phantoms once again.
known far and wide as the Maestro, but my good friends call me the Maestro. And he is an amazing talent, a true pipe organ artiste extraordinaire. That I am indeed. My fellow performers and I invite you to experience the all-new, totally entertaining Phantom Theatre. It's been well over 20 years, but we're back. Our entire cast has returned and can't wait for the curtain to rise on opening night. It's going to be a truly memorable evening. The flashlights are all ready for our ushers to seat our audience. Oh, I hope all goes well. I'd hate for the premiere performance of my newest pipe organ masterpiece to be ruined by the ghost notes. Oh dear, that would be a disaster. It could turn our opening night into, well, a real opening nightmare.
So, Sally Dark Rides did announce Phantom Theater, or again, already announced, but we did get to see animatronics. This will be the dark ride over in Kings Island. Used to be Phantom Theater way back, then it was Scooby-Doo, then it was Boo Blasters, and now it's going back to Phantom Theater with a brand new interactive like light, basically like a flashlight. I'm just saying, Universal, you could do a little Luigi's Mansion with that. I'm just saying. But it looks really cool. I'm very excited for it. And they did give us, switch it back to me, some cool commemorative posters that are exclusive to this event, and they only had a limited amount, and we did both get one. So super excited for that. We do have great coasters international over here. They just have one of their coaster trains over here on display. They have a decent size little booth here. Trying to focus more on theme parks and stuff today, so if you're interested in everything else they have to offer here, again, stay with us. We'll be back for another day to talk a little bit more about some of the other stuff they have here. So we made a quick trip through the like food area. I'll show that off in tomorrow's video. I was just hungry, wanted a few little bites. But we do have Philadelphia toboggan coasters over here. They're always here. A few of their different coaster trains for Woodlands that you can get. Again, this is like a semi-professional conference, so you do have a lot of those booths that are trying to actually sell stuff, not necessarily just show them off. I do hate to keep saying this, but we're going to check out the water slide specifically tomorrow too. Whitewater and a few of the others, that's their day usually, is the second day, where they're going to reveal new slide concepts or even slides coming to parks soon. But they did already announce one for Pro Slides, but again, we'll check it all out tomorrow. Obviously, Whitewater has, I think, the biggest booth in this place. They must make money because they've got 4 squares all to themselves. So quickly, we came over here to DOF Robotics. They do have actually a demonstration of one of their products that is like a VR like arm system. It did just flip upside down. I'll try to catch it again. Looks like it used Pico headsets for it, so they should be pretty decent. But they did reveal a new dark ride concept over here that's all like steampunk themed. Looks pretty cool, looks omnidirectional, looks, I don't know if it will be trackless or not, but it looks kind of cool. It is shooting dark ride too, as you can see. And the guns up there. So our last big booth here of the day, and almost our last booth, is Intamin, and they're here showing off the Fast and Furious drift coaster that's going to be at Universal Hollywood next year. It is a very big car. Like, I don't know how to preface how big it is. It is a big car. It does only hold 4 people per car, so that definitely will be a capacity, I think, problem. But one thing that's interesting is that you can actually see it in the back right now. Just yesterday, Intamin announced a new dark ride concept that basically would allow, so it's a full trackless dark ride that can move in full motion. They show it drifting, all that fun stuff. And then it can have 3 different ride vehicles seemingly that all have different themes. That could be very interesting in the future. It's multi-dimensional, it has a big screen section too that has like drops. It looks very cool. It's a cool concept. I'm interested to see if any parks are interested in it. But something to keep your eye on. So we do have Fabry, that's a Italian-based manufacturer. They do have a concept for a ride called Icarus. This looks disgusting. It's like a drop tower, but it flips you upside down and like kind of hangs you there for a second. That's crazy looking. So one more manufacturer that is here is Jinmo Rides, that is out of China. Don't know much about them, but I am going to research them maybe in the next video. I'll have a little bit more info. They did give us their booklet, their website, and their card, so it'll be interesting to research them. It seems like they've supplied rides to Disney and Universal out there in China, so that's pretty cool. But I think that's about all the manufacturers and all the big kind of names here. Again, this was kind of a little bit of a crazy day for us. It might have not been a long video, but I've been doing a lot of stand-in, and we do need to leave a little bit early today, so definitely look out forward to that next one. So that's going to wrap up our first day here at IAAPA. We had a pretty good day. I mean, this first day is honestly kind of a runaround situation. Unfortunately, it's a lot of standing. We've been standing for hours at this point. I know it doesn't really show it in the video, but there was always like 30 minutes in between those reveals, and we were just standing there waiting. It's always a rush to them too, and it's a whole thing. So we missed a couple of the reveals, unfortunately, but I think we did get the major ones, so that's a positive. Some of the things announced are really cool. I'm really excited for Phantom Theater. I think that was one of the biggest announcements, but Dollywood is definitely the ride that I'm looking forward to the most. I really think that ride system has somewhere to go, and I think it looks really cool. I wish I could go to Futurescope in France to ride it already, but I'm very excited it's not too far away from Dollywood, so definitely would like to make it out there for around its opening time if possible. Again, stay tuned. The second video should be going up tomorrow. If you're watching this today, I upload it. If you're watching the day after, it should already be up. So they will just focus on a bunch of other things, arcades. They have a haunted area with animatronics and stuff like that. That's really cool. And they also just, there's a lot of stuff to look at in there, like animatronic companies and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. But again, we had a great first day here at IAAPA. So thanks so much for watching. I hope this video was more enjoying today, and we hope to see you again soon.